Dive into the world of Get Smart, a classic 60s TV show that perfectly mixed comedy with spy action. It's all about Maxwell Smart, a secret agent who's funny but often gets things wrong, and his adventures filled with cool gadgets and funny mistakes. Did you like any character the most? Maybe the clumsy yet clever Max, the capable Agent 99, or the smart chief. Each character made the show unforgettable for a lot of people. Think about this. How has this show influenced your life? It might have made you love comedy or become interested in spy stories. Now it's your turn. What's your favorite memory or experience with this show? We'd love to hear your stories and memories in the comments. Remember, every laugh could have a great story behind it. Get Smart emerged during a time when television was exploring new genres and styles. It cleverly blended espionage drama with humor, offering viewers a unique experience. The show, set against the backdrop of the Cold War, mirrored the era's fascination with spies and secret agents, albeit in a lighthearted manner. This series stood out for its creative approach to what was typically a serious genre. The creators, Mel Brooks and Buck Henry, introduced a form of comedy that was both intelligent and slapstick, a combination rarely seen on TV screens at that time. The show's setting in the 1960s, a period marked by political tensions and cultural shifts, played a significant role in its appeal. It served as a comic relief amidst the more serious themes prevalent in society and other contemporary shows. The clever use of gadgets, which seemed futuristic at the time, along with the series' catchphrases, became a significant part of American pop culture. The show didn't just parody the spy genre, it also reflected the technological optimism of the era. The characters in Get Smart were more than just sources of laughter. They represented various facets of society. Maxwell Smart's bumbling yet somehow successful approach to espionage subtly mocked the efficiency of intelligence agencies, while Agent 99 portrayed a strong, competent female character at a time when television was dominated by male protagonists. This blend of humor, societal commentary, and character diversity contributed to the show's lasting appeal. Reflecting on Get Smart, it's evident how it carved a niche for itself in television history. Its blend of comedy and spy narrative set a precedent for future shows. The series not only entertained, but also offered a light-hearted commentary on the social and political climate of its time. It remains a beloved classic, fondly remembered for its unique humor and distinctive style. The TV show Get Smart really changed how TV and movies were made, especially by mixing comedy with spy stories. This idea led to other shows and movies that did something similar. For example, Austin Powers and Johnny English were influenced by it. They also had funny, clumsy spies, which was a new idea when this series came out. The way the show used cool gadgets and tech was a big influence on spy movies later on. The funny, yet advanced gadgets in the show started a trend for using fun, high-tech stuff in other spy stories. Also, the characters in the show, like the smart female agent, helped change how characters are written later on. Having a strong woman agent working with the male lead was ahead of its time and made it more normal to have diverse characters in spy stories. The show was also smart in how it used humor to talk about serious stuff. This show with that TV can be fun and make you think at the same time. This encouraged other shows to do the same thing. Overall, the show was more than just funny, it was a game changer in TV. It brought new ideas in mixing different types of stories, showing diverse characters, and making people think about important topics. It influenced how modern TV and movies tell stories in a fun and interesting way, just like it did back then. In the world of TV, the series was a trailblazer in how it developed its characters, especially Agent 99. She was one of the first working moms shown in a sitcom. Her choice to keep her job as a secret agent after having twins in the show's last season was unusual for that time. Normally, women, especially mothers, were shown as housewives. This decision by the show's creators was forward-thinking, reflecting, and maybe even influencing how people thought about women's roles in society and at work. The organization's control and cows added excitement to the show, as their names were acronyms. But the creators, Mel Brooks and Buck Henry, never explained what these acronyms stood for. This choice made the show funnier and more mysterious, letting viewers guess what they could mean and getting them more involved in the show's playful spy setting. Also, the casting and relationships between characters in the show often had interesting real-life connections. For example, the character Larabee became more important in the last season. In a funny conversation, Max suggests that he might be related to Larabee. This was funnier if you knew that Robert Karvelas, the actor playing Larabee, was actually Don Adams' cousin in real life. This type of humor, linking the show's fictional world with real-life relationships, added another layer to the show. The series was important in how it shaped TV storytelling. It wasn't just about making people laugh. It also subtly talked about social norms and family life, while keeping viewers engaged with its mysterious acronyms and real-life links within the cast. This mix of humor, social commentary, and smart writing made the series a memorable part of TV history, influencing its viewers and future TV shows. Mel Brooks, who helped create the show, wasn't happy when he first saw the opening credits. They said created by Mel Brooks with Buck Henry, which he thought didn't fully recognize Henry's important role. Brooks stopped being involved after the first episode, but Henry stayed on as a script editor and was key in shaping the show's humor and direction. When the show was adapted in Latin America, it was a bit different. The voice actors there sometimes made up their own jokes instead of following the script exactly. They even came up with a made-up aunt for the main character, Max, who was said to live in Acapulco. This became a funny, repeated element in the show, showing how the series was changed and enjoyed in different cultures. The series also influenced other TV shows, especially Inspector Gadget. Don Adams, the voice of Inspector Gadget, also played the main role in this series. His way of playing a clumsy but kind agent was similar in both shows and created a special type of comedy. Some phrases from this series, like "Would you believe" and "Sorry about that, Chief," were also used in Inspector Gadget, showing how much people like this show's humor and style. This series had a broad effect, not just on TV and movies, but also on international versions and popular culture in general. Its mix of comedy and spy themes, along with memorable characters and phrases, continues to be popular with audiences around the world. When they made the TV series, there was a noticeable height difference between the actors Barbara Feldon and Don Adams. Feldon was taller by 2 inches, which made the crew come up with some clever fixes. To deal with this, Adams sometimes stood on a small raised area, and Feldon often bent a bit to make the height difference less noticeable on camera. Also, Feldon usually wore flat shoes, rarely seen in high heels in the show. The series wasn't just popular on TV, it also inspired a comic book. From 1966 to 1967, Dell Comics published these comics. An important artist, Steve Ditko, who helped create Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, worked on some of these comics. His unique artistic style mixed well with the series' blend of humor and spy themes. The series also had an interesting development with the character the Chief. Everyone knew his first name, Thaddeus, but in the last 2 seasons, he used another name, Harold Clark, for his undercover work. This added an extra layer to his character, showing how complex and varied the roles in the show were. These points show how the series was inventive in solving problems and developing characters, and this is part of why it's still remembered and liked in popular culture. The use of comics, smart ways to handle the actors' height differences, and deep character stories all add to the show's lasting impact.